All right, so we are streaming live on YouTube, Beyond Limits with Ralph Havens. And this is the Miracles, Magic, and Coffee Show. Jen and I both do this show, although she is with our homeschooling kids right now. And we usually have Dr. Tom Gimateo on, so we will hopefully have him on in a little bit. Every once in a while, he gets too busy for the show, but hopefully he's on today. And there's a couple of versions, a couple of things that I want to go with some ideas. One is breathing. For some reason, a lot of breathing stuff has been coming up lately for people, and we've been playing with that, Jen and I, and using some very ancient techniques to help with breathing. And it's been quite interesting for our clients to do that. And so I want to explore breathing today. There's also some stuff that's interesting to me. We'll see what direction Dr. Tom wants to go with this. But so many people are dealing with sleep issues. And what I noticed is a lot of that is related to our very much increased use of cell phones and Wi-Fi. And I think a lot of people have conditions and they don't realize what their cell phones are doing to them. So let me just put this here. Well, that's not it. Let's see. Miracles, Magic, and Coffee. Yeah, so we're going to see what direction we go. I think the lungs are such a big detox place for people. I think something like 70% of our detox happens in our lungs, and that's quite amazing, you know. So I'm kind of curious to see what Dr. Tom says about doing two things at once: breathing and anxiety. What Dr. Tom says about the lungs and detox, and is that something that could be useful to help people with the EMF part of this whole situation? So we'll see if he comes on, and if he is not on, we kind of go as we go because we both have our schedules. But I want to talk about breathing, and you can try this if you like. It's kind of we'll start here and then see if he pops on. And so try this out if you like, even right now. And I'd love to hear what you notice. So you might kind of think to yourself when you're just sitting there hanging out, relaxed, is your mouth open or is your mouth closed? And when you're sitting relaxed and just normal everyday living, do you tend to breathe through your nose or through your mouth? And it's quite interesting if you start to pay attention to that through the day. There can be times when you're breathing through your nose, and you can feel how you feel. And other times, maybe you're talking to somebody, or you're just listening to somebody, and you find your mouth kind of opening. You know, and it's like, why would it do that? And back years and years ago, back in the olden days, I guess, little kids were reprimanded. Even like slapped, like to not breathe through their mouth, that it was disrespectful. And so that's an interesting social tradition to tell kids to not breathe through their mouth. It's disrespectful, and to instead breathe through your nose. But a lot of times we see kids and other people that are like, listening to somebody, and they're like, and they're breathing through their mouth. So now there's an interesting thing that you can try, and just try it if you like. When you're walking, even when you're running, you could just try this. Keep your lips closed and just breathe through the nose. Just breathe through the nose. And it's one thing that I tell some of my one-on-one clients from time to time, especially if I see stuff in the lungs that I want to help them clear. And you can try it. And what's interesting is you can even try it if you're a hiker or a runner, or you do something pretty physical. Even when you're doing something physical, you can just keep your lips closed and breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And what I notice with this, and what my clients are noticing and telling me, is that they're using much more of their lungs. Like they have to breathe a lot into the lower part of their lungs when they breathe in through their nose, and they keep their lips closed. They have to breathe in a lot of parts of their lungs, I think, because it's like you got to get oxygen in there, and you're kind of restricting one of the airways, in. And then the other thing you can do when you do that is to feel what it feels like to when you're breathing through your nose. How do you walk, or how do you run? Are your hips looser or tighter when you're just breathing in through your nose? And do your legs feel heavier or lighter when you're breathing in just through your nose? And then you can test it. Breathe in through your nose and feel how your hips feel how your legs feel when you walk. And you can even try it, just walking around your house. Just take a moment and just kind of notice how you feel when you walk, and then breathe in just through your nose, keep your lips closed, and walk around and see if your hips and your legs feel looser or heavier, or looser or tighter, lighter or heavier. And just make a mental note, like, how do they feel when your lips are closed and you're breathing through your nose? And how do they feel when your lips are open and you're breathing in through your nose and your mouth? And test it out and see what you notice. And I think you might be kind of amazed and surprised that your hips and your legs feel looser when you're just breathing through your nose. And it's like, well, why is that? So there's a lot of physiology and a lot of reasons why that shifts like that. You could also think to yourself, as you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, and you keep your lips closed throughout the day, how does it feel as far as your anxiety level and your tension and stress level? Like, do you feel more relaxed when you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose? Or do you feel more relaxed when you're breathing in and out through your mouth open? So that's an interesting thing to try. And it looks like Dr. Tom might not be on. I always give him the last minute. I sent him his email about today's session very late, so he might not even have seen it, even though Jen just texted him that. But I don't see a message from him. So we might have a very short session today. But yeah, so for today, this is about breathing. This is about lungs, in traditions, the traditional Chinese medicine and visceral manipulation and integrative manual therapy. Lots of traditions of healing talk about the lungs as a source of joy, the joy of life. And problems in the lung can show up as sadness and grief and despair. And so these are very interesting times, and causing a lot of grief and sadness for a lot of people on all sorts of levels, and lots of uncertainty and lots of anxiety. So what you might try is just keep your lips closed and breathe in and out through your nose for parts of today, and make a mental note of how you feel. How does your body feel? How is the looseness? How is the tightness? How is how's your body function when you breathe in and out through your nose? And comment below, let me know how it goes. And I will see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll have Dr. Tom on for Miracles, Magic, and Coffee. This is a short one, but we've got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to go ahead and end the session today, and let me know how it goes with your breathing. All right, you guys.